Welcome to Black and White One. Today's narration is not a simple biography. It is a psychoanalysis guided by history. We will guide you through the deep, untouched failures that shaped Elon's mind. We will explore how his worldview was molded by a traumatic, violent childhood in apartheid South Africa, the corporate humiliation of being violently fired from his own company, and how his path to global dominance is a road perpetually paved by extreme volatility and near-death experiences. Our story begins not in Silicon Valley, but under the harsh, complex sun of Pretoria, South Africa. Elon Musk, born June 28, 1971. A time and place steeped in the oppressive structure of apartheid. Most of the world starts Elon's history with PayPal. We must start before that. For the black and white of Elon's life begins with his family dynamic. His mother, May, was a celebrated model and nutritionist. His father, the complex, controversial, and polarizing engineer and businessman, ELON Musk. The first black failure. This was a multi-layered torment. First, the relentless, physical bullying he endured in school. A brutal incident left him hospitalized in a coma, a physical and psychological scar that never fully healed. But the most enduring damage came from his relationship with his father. Elon himself has described Errol using the most extreme terms: evil, terrible, and a man whose presence inflicted profound psychological suffering. This deep, internal world of hurt, abandonment, and confusion turned Elon's early world into absolute black. The trauma of his childhood became his primary emotional landscape, the white escape, to escape the relentless loneliness, the pain, and the overwhelming chaos of his home life. Young Elon retreated. He didn't seek companionship. He sought a universe of his own making. Through books and computers, he devoured science fiction, works like Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, which instilled in him the core belief that humanity must become a multi-planetary species to survive a societal dark age. At just 12, he transcended consumption and moved to creation, coding a game called Blaster and selling it for a few $100s. This is the profound paradox. The crushing weight of childhood trauma led him to seek refuge, not in escapism, but in escape and creation. The insane, almost superhuman work ethic we observe today, willingness to endure anything, was born out of this dark, unshakable childhood pain. After a daring move to Canada and then to the United States, Elon had his first taste of significant success. He co-founded Zip2 with his younger brother, Kimball, a web software company that sold for over $300 million. It was a clear white victory, making him a millionaire in his late 20s. He quickly channeled that capital into his next, even grander vision, X.com. His goal was simple: to revolutionize the archaic banking and financial system. This company eventually merged with Confinity, which ran a money transfer service called PayPal. But this is where his technical brilliance collided with his emotional immaturity and leadership rigidity. He was obsessed with turning PayPal's users into X.com's banking platform, famously pushing for a technical shift from the stable Unix platform to Microsoft Windows. This was a battle between Elon's radical vision and the pragmatic engineering approach of his co-founders. The corporate black failure. In late 2000, Elon and his new wife, Justine, were on their honeymoon in Australia and South Africa. While he was away, the ultimate naive power vacuum, the board members, led by Peter Thiel, executed a coup. They suddenly and ruthlessly fired him as CEO from the very company he founded. This was more than a business defeat. It was a profound corporate humiliation that echoed the emotional bullying of his youth. Elon realized he could not fully control his own vision, even with his money. This incident became his biggest black downfall and a shattering turning point. It taught him a lesson he would never forget. Never fully delegate control of your core vision. The rise to victory, the white jump. While any normal person would have retreated to private island life, Elon took his $180 million from the PayPal sale and did the unthinkable. He poured almost every penny into two projects the world called completely insane: SpaceX and Tesla, the story of the man who uses betrayal not as punishment, but as the very catalyst for existential risk begins here. The year is 2008. The global financial crisis is shaking the very foundation of world economies. But in the private world of Elon Musk, he was already standing on the brink of a personal financial abyss. A series of compounding black failures. SpaceX faced a catastrophic reality. The Falcon 1 rocket failed in 3 consecutive attempts. 3 times. Each failure consumed more of his personal wealth. The world laughed. The press declared him a fool. This was a black reality. Simultaneously, Tesla was bleeding money faster than a rocket burns fuel. The development of the Roadster and the crucial Model S was a relentless technical and financial battle. Elon poured virtually all of his personal wealth, his PayPal money, into keeping these 2 companies alive. He sold his possessions. He was effectively insolvent. His workaholism was the price of survival. He literally slept on the factory floor at the Tesla plant, becoming a figure of total dedication. But this sacrifice came with a brutal cost to his personal well-being. The black side of personal life. At the same time, his first marriage collapsed under the strain of his pathological dedication to his work. Later, his tumultuous relationship with the artist Grimes further exposed a painful truth. A mind capable of designing interplanetary travel often struggles to navigate the simple, intimate connections of a human relationship. He became, in his own words, a man who needs to be doing something useful, a man who uses success and the relentless pursuit of it as an escape from the pain of his own internal emotional architecture. The climax came in September 2008, the 4th and final launch attempt for Falcon 1. If it failed, SpaceX was dead. The cash flow for Tesla was down to weeks. On the literal last roll of the dice, the rocket successfully reached orbit. Days later, NASA threw him a lifeline, a $1.5 billion contract. This improbable, lottery-like event was the white light that saved him from total oblivion. The lesson was etched in fire. Persistence is everything. Elon rose again, not merely from the ashes, but into the atmosphere. SpaceX, now a juggernaut, created the monumental Starship, aiming for the first crewed mission to Mars. Tesla became, briefly, the world's most valuable car company, changing the entire automotive industry forever. This is the undisputed white crown of victory, a man who delivered on the promises the world deemed impossible. But kingship comes at an unimaginable price. The greatest, and perhaps most complex, failure of his later life is not technical, but social. His controversial $44 billion purchase of Twitter, which he rebranded as X, pulled Elon's story into a new, relentless chapter of controversy, infighting, and public clashes. His stated vision for absolute free speech quickly translated into what many perceived as massive trouble, a platform chaotic, unpredictable, and often hostile. The final black struggle, his controversial public statements, his clashes with business partners, and his constant, inflammatory engagement with the public became the new failure mode. The mind shaped by childhood trauma, the survivor of corporate betrayal, is now attempting to manage the world's biggest, most volatile public stage. He is fighting the entire world, and often himself. Elon Musk. Is he a visionary or a chaotic force? Is he a man or a biological machine driven only by the first principles thinking he so famously espouses? Why is it that only hard failures and life-threatening risks create a great innovator of this magnitude? His biggest challenge today remains the control of his own volatility, the only thing he cannot outsource or engineer. This was the story of Elon Musk, a man who mastered engineering but remains a student of human emotion. The story of how human psychological damage, when channeled correctly, can motivate the creation of the world's greatest, most audacious technologies. Elon is a man who accepts black failures and white successes as one indivisible part of a single life journey. His story is the ultimate, modern demonstration of the principle that falling is not the problem. Staying down is the only true failure. We want to hear your analysis. Share your thoughts on Elon's life in the section below. Please like and subscribe to the Black and White One channel and hit the notification bell. Until we meet next time, view your greatest challenge as your greatest necessary strength. Goodbye.